Let's say it. We are done dying.
We are done dying.
We are seeing this sentiment expressed across all 50 states and Washington, D.C. right now. And even in other nations, as we stand together to protest continued injustice. Standing here today, we are saying we will not stand to see another black person killed at the hands of a rogue officer without accountability. We will not stand for continued inequalities prevalent in so many of our systems, which have disproportionately impacted the lives of black Americans, whether that be in education outcome rates, of incarceration, wealth disparities, access to health care, higher maternal mortality rates, and the list goes on and on. In fact, that we had our first black president did not erase the fact that racism continues to be a systemic issue that cuts across every facet of American life. In fact, we have witnessed a resurgence of white nationalism and racism that we have not seen since Martin Luther King Jr. stood amongst us during the Civil Rights Movement, when the Ku Klux Klan terrorized neighborhoods. Racists have been emboldened under an administration that thrives off of creating fear, intimidation, and threats. As a veteran, I was outraged to watch this president threaten to turn our military against fellow Americans. In this moment, we have an incredible opportunity to organize, to unite, to bring about the systemic change that we collectively seek. We should turn our pain into purpose and purpose into progress. We may not all walk in the shoes of our black brothers and sisters, but we stand beside them as allies in the movement towards justice. By the diversity of those showing up to peacefully protest over this last week. The protests have actively sought to include indigenous voices, allies across the color spectrum, and LGBTQ allies. We cannot allow a small minority of people who have sought to take advantage of this moment to incite violence or loot for their own gain to take away from the message at the heart of this movement. Black Lives Matter.